The moment Leah collapsed in front of Jacob, I honestly felt like the entire Plasma storyline changed forever. Up until that second, I truly believed Jacob had finally won something. For once, it looked like he was ahead of the game instead of constantly reacting to chaos. He had Leah in handcuffs. He had a witness. He had someone directly connected to Plasma. And maybe most importantly, he had a real chance to uncover the truth about the Impaler. But then that gunshot happened. And I swear the way the scene was framed did not feel random to me at all. Leah getting shot right before she could officially testify feels way too calculated. This was not just an attack. This felt like an execution. Someone wanted to erase every possible thread connecting Plasma to its leadership. The shooter did not hesitate. The bullet was dangerously close to Leah's heart, which tells me this person was experienced, cold, and probably used to killing. That alone makes me think we are dealing with someone much higher in the organization than we originally assumed. And honestly, the more I think about it, the more I believe Leah was never supposed to survive long enough to talk. What really caught my attention was Jacob's reaction afterward. He looked devastated, but there was also fear in his face. Not just fear that Leah might die, but fear that the entire investigation had collapsed in front of him. Because, let's be real here, Grayson's information was useful, but Leah was different. Leah knew people. Leah knew operations. Leah probably knew names. Maybe not the full identity of the Impaler, but enough to destroy Plasma from the inside. So, if someone risked exposing themselves just to silence her, then Leah must have known something massive. And that immediately makes me question Ren. At first glance, Ren seems like the obvious suspect. He escaped during the chaos. He had motive. He had opportunity. And honestly, the timing is almost too perfect. If Ren realized Leah was about to betray Plasma, eliminating her would protect everyone connected to the organization. But here's the thing that keeps bothering me. The shooting felt too precise. Ren has always come across as dangerous and reckless, but not necessarily disciplined. The shooter that hit Leah seemed calm under pressure. One shot, near the heart, no wasted movement. That feels more like a professional assassin than a desperate fugitive trying to escape arrest, which is exactly why my suspicion keeps drifting toward Marcel. I know some people may think that theory sounds extreme, but hear me out. Marcel has always existed in this strange gray area around Joey. He is loyal, quiet, and somehow always present when dark things happen. The writers have repeatedly shown Marcel cleaning up Joey's messes without asking questions. That is not normal behavior unless there is something much deeper connecting them. And if Joey truly is the Impaler, which I increasingly believe, then Marcel being part of Plasma suddenly makes perfect sense. Actually, the more I think about Joey, the more terrifying he becomes, because Joey never looks panicked. That is the detail I cannot ignore. Whenever Plasma gets exposed, whenever someone disappears, whenever evidence surfaces, Joey somehow stays emotionally controlled. Almost too controlled. Most people would show cracks under that kind of pressure, but Joey behaves like someone who already knows how events will unfold. That confidence feels dangerous to me. What if Joey already expected Leah to get caught? What if Leah was expendable from the very beginning? And this leads me to another theory that honestly gives me chills. What if Leah was trying to escape Plasma herself? Think about it. Leah never fully acted like someone completely loyal to the organization. There were moments where she hesitated, moments where she looked genuinely afraid. What if she realized she was disposable? What if she understood that the Impaler eliminates anyone who becomes a liability? Because if that is true, then Leah was not just a criminal anymore. She became a target. And maybe that is why her death or possible death matters so much emotionally. For the first time, I actually felt sorry for her. Not because she was innocent, but because she may have realized too late that Plasma never intended to protect her. But here is where things become even more interesting. I am still not convinced Leah is actually dead. The show intentionally left things uncertain. Yes, the wound was critical. Yes, doctors were racing to save her life. But soap operas never create that much suspense unless there is another twist coming. If the writers truly wanted Leah gone immediately, they could have killed her at the scene. Instead, they took her to the hospital. That matters. So now I keep asking myself, why keep her alive long enough for emergency surgery unless there's another storyline attached to her survival? One possibility is that Leah survives but falls into a coma. That would delay the investigation while keeping the mystery alive. Jacob would be trapped waiting for her to wake up while the Impaler continues eliminating evidence. Another possibility? Witness protection. And honestly, this theory fascinates me the most. What if the hospital scene is a fake out? What if authorities secretly move Leah somewhere else because they realize Plasma will try to finish the job? Imagine Jacob pretending Leah died publicly while secretly hiding her. That would completely change the power dynamics of the story. But then he's Sangan. There is an even darker possibility. What if someone inside the hospital works for Plasma? I cannot stop thinking about how easily information leaks in this world. Every time Jacob gets close to the truth, someone seems to know in advance. That suggests corruption somewhere. Maybe in law enforcement, maybe in the medical system, maybe both. So what if Leah survives surgery only to disappear afterward? That would be horrifying. Imagine Jacob arriving to question her and discovering her room empty. No body, no patient file, nothing. That kind of twist would instantly prove Plasma's reach is much larger than anyone imagined. And honestly, Naomi is the person I worry about most right now. Because Jacob's obsession with the Impaler is becoming deeply personal. At first, Naomi supported him because she believed he was protecting the community. But now, this feels like a war. And wars create collateral damage. If the Impaler really wants revenge, Naomi immediately becomes vulnerable. The show has already hinted several times that Jacob's loved ones could suffer because of his investigation. That kind of foreshadowing is never accidental. I keep imagining a scenario where Jacob survives the case, but loses someone he loves instead. And if Joey truly is the Impaler, Naomi could unknowingly already be closer to danger than she realizes. That is another reason Marcel interests me so much. Marcel feels like the kind of character who knows everybody's secrets. He observes quietly. He blends into the background. Characters underestimate him constantly. Those are exactly the types of characters writers turn into shocking reveals later. I would not even be surprised if Marcel was the actual shooter, while Joey coordinated everything behind the scenes. And let's not forget something important here. The Impaler may not even be one person. What if the Impaler is actually an identity shared by multiple Plasma members? That would explain so many inconsistencies. Different attack styles, different methods, different levels of brutality. Maybe Joey created the persona, but Marcel, Ren, and others helped carry out the operations. That would make Plasma even more terrifying because Jacob would not just be hunting one killer, he would be hunting an entire network. And suddenly, Leah's shooting becomes symbolic. She was not killed by one individual. She was silenced by the organization itself. That idea honestly changes everything for me. Because now the story is no longer just about solving crimes. It is about uncovering an entire hidden structure operating beneath everyone's lives. And the scariest part is that Jacob still may not realize how deep this conspiracy truly goes. The more I analyze the episode, the more I feel like the writers are preparing for a massive betrayal. Someone close to Jacob could be connected to Plasma without him knowing. The show keeps emphasizing trust, loyalty, and deception. Usually when writers repeat themes like that, it means a painful reveal is coming. So yes, Ren, escaping is dangerous. Yes, Leah possibly dying is tragic, but I honestly think the real nightmare has not even started yet. Because if Joey is the impaler, if Marcel is his enforcer, and if Plasma has people hidden everywhere, then Jacob did not just lose a witness, he accidentally declared war on an empire.